Do you need a seal? Not for canning or preserving, but for storage. The only time I would put any fresh food in it is if I was putting refrigerator jam, because it would go straight into the refrigerator. This will not preserve your food for long-term storage. But you can put your dry goods, crackers, nuts, flours, sugars, all of that in there. How many of you have these decorative storage jars? And some people have used them for canning, but I use them for storage of dry goods and nuts and other things. But through the years, the gasket is wore out. So it's no longer airtight at all, and the little pantry moths get in very easily. Well, I have found a way to fix the problem. If I can find the gaskets, they're very, very expensive. So I just take the lid off, thusly, take the wire off, makes life easier. And I have found that this craft foam from the dollar store works quite well as a gasket. This is the very, very thin stuff. I know it does come thicker. But what I do is give yourself at least a half an inch from the edge. Press down hard enough to leave an impression. Sunshine. Oh, darn sun. Go away. No, don't go away. I like sun. It's cut right up against the indentation. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. On the inside. And since my kitchen's green, and there's green in the container, I'm making it green. Little lumpy there. Not quite so round there. But one thing I found out is you need to cut it at least a half an inch past your center ring. It shifts a little when it's clamped down. There's one. Fits very, very nicely. And we'll make number 2. Make sure I have a half an inch on either side. Press real hard and twist so you can get an indentation. And cut on the inside of the indentation. Now I'm sure these are not PVA free or BBA free, whatever it is. Oops. Sorry, didn't know you were going to take a nap. But the food never really goes up against it anyway. It's more of an airlock than a food lock. And I would never, ever, ever attempt to use these for canning. Hot bath, hot pressure, water bath, pressure canning. I would never, ever even attempt to preserve food. This is just for storage of things that would be sitting in a jar anyway. And, oops, got that one a little small. But that's okay. Still fits. There's the other one. Put the band on. Hook the lid Where are you? Back in. Now, some of them are harder to get apart than others. Oops, got it put together wrong. Not quite right. Come on. Now you're going to give me problems because you're not sitting on here right. Make sure you get the wire in the right place. Make sure you set the wire in the right place. This one is much looser than most. And there you go. Now definitely do not use this for canning, but it is airtight. I filled the jar up with water, put red food coloring in it. These were my gaskets. And my friend suggested that I do a video on how to make the gaskets. And I let the jar lay on its side on white paper towels overnight. And it didn't leak anything. So if it's not leaking water, it's airtight. But I would not, definitely not use it for canning.